Next one for Lee Cornwell. Lee ranches up in the Glasgow area. Lee, his ranch is pretty close to Brownsville.
I told my wife when I left home today, the last time I did any public speaking was when I was trying to do the 4-H club in 1968. What you guys did there really, I've done a lot of this. There was three young members. I come from a multi-generational ranch family that came to Valley County, that was part of Dawson County in 1892. And there's two generations behind me. Fifth generation is kind of that bum cat that is stage now. But we've been in the ranch in the same area since 1892. And started every one of my grandparents was a homesteader. They all started with homesteads. One of my grandfather on my mother's side came from Sweden. And somebody asked him why he was the oldest son of the family. The whole family immigrated to Valley County. It was surveyed in 1910 and opened for homesteading. Somebody asked him why he came to America. And then in Sweden for all the generations before that. He said, well, in Sweden you couldn't own anything. You were a sharecropper. And as soon as you did good, the guy that owned the land would come around and kind of shrug and clear his throat and raise the rent. He said when you got to America, if you could own something that you had to leave a legacy to your family, all you had to do was get up and put your gloves on and go to work every day, and you could end up with something. And the problem with we ranch in the Bitter Creek Wilderness Study Area, which was designated in the late 70s, 79, and 80. And what it was a large unfinished sheep range until in the middle 60s, and the BLM individual grading allotments, but there was no fences. And the BLM came in and developed a bunch of water developments and instituted rotational grazing plans on all the ranches that were in there. And then in 79, they found this area. I don't remember what the designation was. They went to the meeting. They had a public meeting at the high school in Glasgow, and said that, well, we're here to gather public information on all that happened. And if there's any roads through this area, then that'll take it out of consideration for a wilderness study. Well, neighbors came and said, well, there's a road here, and a road here, and a road here, and a road here, and there's a bunch of deeded land in the middle of it. And they reconsidered everything and came back and said, well, then they had Bitter Creek 1, Bitter Creek 2, and Bitter Creek 3, and the roads were the boundary in between. And the roads didn't constitute a road because they weren't paved or gravel, so they called them a vehicular way. And so we ended up with vehicular ways through the Bitter Creek Wilderness Study. What happens when we do these kind of things? They allow you to still operate your ranch, but they don't enable you to get in there to do it. The dams were put in there, some of them during the WPA age of horses, and then a bunch of them were built with machinery in the 60s, but now there's no way to get in there to reclaim it. It's much like the Missouri Grades, where once the dams become full of silt, then you can't get in there to do anything with them, and so it just makes it more and more difficult with multiple layers of things that they put on the land, make it harder and harder to operate in there. As the kids get older, there's fewer of them, and each generation comes along, we all have different interests, and it's harder for us to keep up our enthusiasm so that we can keep them excited about doing what we need. And all the needed land that's out in there, there's no railroad checkerboard, there's all somebody's dream that's out in that, and they take it away from you eventually. But you can't get there. And so I would say that we were opposed to it. We don't have anything against somebody that wants to sell their ranch or somebody to do something. But when they add multiple layers of things to it, and if they designate it as a wilderness area or monument, people will come and they'll love it to death. I remember one of the neighbors, Steve Funk, when they had the Bitter Creek Study Area. Well, there's people that shows up on the website or something, and say he picked up a hitchhiker on the Rock Creek Road about 25 miles north of the highway. The first thing the guy asked him, he said, have you got a water jug? And his kid goes, yeah, I got one here. He said, God, don't go out in there. He said, I was out in that field for 3 days and there was nothing out there. So I'm afraid that what will happen, it'll become a destination for people that aren't capable or don't, maybe they want to be there, but they can't, it just makes it harder to do what's good. It's nothing's happened to it since we've been there anyway. It's just the same as it was. It's a winter range for the mule deer. They come down here in the wintertime, and the rest of the gamers, the sage hens come up there, fly out of the Missouri breaks up there in the summer there, and then they go back. And what we're doing with it now doesn't impact what's happening with the game. It doesn't need another designation to make it do what it's supposed to